live with you and YouTube, Christ Kid on YouTube. You guys all know me. Look me up on YouTube under Christ Kid or Ryan Scott Ellis 09. Um, I'm just kind of pissed off. I'm not going to lie to you. And I'm also just so motivational and so filled with ambition right now. I got to get this out. So we got to kill this sin of skin. I've been listening to motivation all day with different motivational speakers. I don't know them offhand. I got YouTube over here, so I'm going to look it up. You got Billy Graham. I wasn't listening to him today, but he's very motivational. You got Mulligan Brothers. NF was kind of motivational, but let's see here. I'm just saying that we should like stand up as Christians. We should really like not be cute about it. We need to stand up and be Christians. It's crazy. I'm going through a transition right now in life, and I keep on going back and forth. And this is what happens when you go back and forth. See, God doesn't play. He gets in your life whether you think you're or not. We're blessed to be what we got, but at the same time, I could have went a lot further if I would have just stayed on board with the Lord. So just stay on board with the Lord, youngins. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm so on fire for that right now that it's unbelievable. I just on the way home from the gym, or actually, yeah, I was walking out of the locker room and I see this pretty girl from earlier. So I'm like checking her out and everything. And I'm looking if she got a wedding ring or whatever. And she gives me this mad mug or this like I'm way too good for you kind of thing. And I swear I want to go up to those chicks, whisper in their ear, humble yourself. You're not the only hot looking chick. Just like if I was acting the same way and a chick came up to me and said the same crap. You know what I'm saying? I'm so sick of just seeing it. Like I understand that there's pretty women out there and stuff like that, but we're in California especially. They're all over the place. So for chicks that have like just do a checkup from the neck up. And I'm not saying that because I'm like I'm not saying that because I'm just saying that because that's what I see. I'm like looking at them, I'm trying to give them a smile and stuff like that, and they're acting all stuck up and everything. I also got a hot looking chick that I'm kind of pursuing at work, but at the same time, we're just going to be friends right now because she's not a believer. So God willing, maybe she comes a believer, and she's kind of in a mess right now. And I also tell her, I'm all like, watch out for wolves out there. Watch out for wolves in sheep's clothing. And I'm not talking about me, although I've had my seasons. But I'm talking about like guys that are just like tickling her ear kind of thing and acting like they're old friends, and all they're trying to do is get in her pants. And if she gets pregnant by him just because she decided to have a drunken good time with him, that's her fault. But I give advice. I don't hear anything back from her. And then at work, she acts like she knows me and she's acting all friendly. She's like, "Oh, can you do this for me and everything?" And I'm thinking to myself, I wasn't born yesterday. You know what I mean? I can understand being nice to somebody, but when you're trying to take advantage of somebody and like walk on them like a rug, nah, I'm sorry. I'm going to witness to you. We're going to be friends and everything like that, but don't try to use me and abuse me. You know what I mean? That's also something that Christians should do. Like, don't take a spit in the face, don't take a punch in the face, and just say it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. No, we got to at least stand our ground and say, what's up with that, or punch him back or something, because we're just letting everything go. And it's like, it's ridiculous. On the way home, also, I was driving, and this kid, I don't know if he was drunk or he was just looking for an adrenaline rush. I've been there, but not as far as like that close. I swear we should all have a dash cam and turn these guys into Crime Stoppers. And you might be thinking, Ryan, you're going a little overboard with that. You're like, everybody has their thing, and you can't be snitching on people and stuff like that. Says who? Says the people that are doing so bad that they can't. It's probably the same people that are saying, don't judge me, and they're the believers. But we're supposed to keep you guys in check, right? I'm just saying that we just need to keep each other somewhat accountable when we're believers and stuff like that, and don't be afraid of the outcome. Come at it like in a respectful mode like that. I also had another coworker, just because I was showing ambition and I was about it today. I had drive like you wouldn't believe. So I was about it today, and I was trying to get mine, and I'm like, you know what? I'm working my butt off here, but I'm not just working my butt off for them. I'm working my butt off for me. I'm like doing an extra workout here. So I'm going to gain strength while I'm at work. we got to start seeing the positive side of things. We're seeing all this negative bull crap, and God willing, I don't have to go through that again. But I think it froze. Yeah, it froze. Son of a gun. But we're going through all that negative bull crap, and we just get into the disgust and the whining and the moaning. Don't give way to the wine. Do not give way to the wine. I swear I'm going to print a shirt with that sucker on it. Misery loves company. Don't give way to the wine. Let success make the noise. Don't brag about what you're doing. Let them tell you. Let them tell you that you're doing a good job, that you're doing this, that you're doing that, you're busting your butt. Maybe even them have a lineup about, hey, pace yourself and all this other stuff. And don't get me wrong, you should pace yourself, but I don't know. I see it like I'm starting to work out again. I'm having all this extra energy and stuff like that nature, but I also think it's like the Holy Spirit telling people to wake up. Maybe the Holy Spirit's using me to get this out there. Am I perfect? By no means. I've faltered and I've failed more than half of you guys. That's why I'm 34 and I'm not more established than I am, because I let fear rule me, because I let worry rule me, because I let anxiety rule me, because I let, just, what do you call that? You're freaking, procrastination. See, if I wasn't such a wussy and stuff, I would have been had a wife, been married, all this other stuff. But see, people think shyness, oh, he's just shy. They're just shy. And it's a cute little thing. It's not. It's not cute. Like, get the question out there, get a yes or a no, find out a reason, and get on with life. It's better to fail than not to know at all. I'm serious, and I'm one to speak. I really am. But I feel like if I don't say something, then I'll never know whether. If I don't say something, people won't never know that I meant that in at heart. You know what I mean? I want people to know that I meant good in life, even though I screwed up so many times. So I just, and witnessing at work, I mean, it can be as simple as giving somebody a pamphlet and say, yo, read this later. If you feel like, so, because for me, I'm going to get in trouble. I get way too focused talking about God. It happened at Amazon. I got way too focused talking about God. Next thing you know, I'm scanning stuff that's not supposed to be somewhere, and I'm not good at multitasking. If you are, hey, so be it. But I just felt like this need to get this out there and just be like, don't be afraid to report people to get them. Now, if I was in that wrong, would I want somebody to report me? I'd say no, but I'd thank them later, because if a kid needs a spank in the butt, he needs a spank in the butt, plain and simple. And a lot of people are even afraid to do that while we're on that subject. It clearly says, actually, in the proverb that I should be going over later, it clearly says, hey, don't spare the rod from the kid. Don't do it. There's not, oh, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. Don't let your feelings lead you astray. Don't let your feelings lead you astray, because that's what they do half the time. They make you feel bad about crap, and they make you feel like you need this or that, or you need this, that, or drug, or you need this addiction, you need this addiction, you need whatever it is. And that's just your feelings just leading you down the wrong path. Oh, I feel like having a big old steak. I feel like just slobbing. I don't feel like working out. I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like doing Bible study. I don't feel like, certain, it's just not healthy. So I'm just, like I said, I just had this passion to bring this up. And also, you don't have to take my word for it. I've been listening to Jim Rohn. I've been listening to, I'm trying to look up, like I've downloaded YouTube Premium. I'm taking that month for free. And I'm supposed to be bringing up, like, I thought on here it would show my downloads, but it's not. So hopefully I can show it in the history. But this is just showing, I think this is just showing the history. No, here we go. So we've got Les Brown. His name's Les Brown. You also got Mulligan Brothers. You got people that gone through it. I mean, David Goggins is good, but he cusses a lot, and some of the stuff that he says, you just kind of, he says some stuff that you just got to be ready for it. He's literally put himself through hell and back, and he wanted to embrace hell while it was happening, kind of thing, within his body. And then, but he's been on 100-mile hikes and lost a whole bunch of. It's nuts. His mindset is nuts. But when he started saying, "Oh, we're gonna run this and we're taking souls and stuff," I got like a mixed thing about that, and he's also cussing stuff. So I don't know if that's the best motivational speaker to listen to, but um, he does tell you to stop being a wimp pretty much and get on it. But yeah, Mulligan Brothers is good. You know, you got people that are just Sylvester Stallone when he was making Rocky. There's just certain parts in different movies that are hopeful also, and it's just like if you got to listen to this, if you got to listen to this on a constant in order to get your dreams going, especially if you're Christian, so be it, man. I'm guilty. Okay, I'm guilty because I should be doing a business that I believe God has called me to do. And I don't think it's selfish. I don't think it's a selfish business because whatever I do, I try to give God the glory in the making of it. Like when I'm about that, when I'm not doing my dirt, when I'm not in that season of negativity and sin. Just kill the sin of skin. Like I know it's going to be uncomfortable. Anything worthwhile is going to be uncomfortable. So if you're struggling, start right now. Start right now. If it's masturbation, if it's drugs, if it's not reading your Bible, if it's not exercise, and if it's not eating right, whatever it is, start right now. And I say that because it's never too late. Like you're like, don't give excuses like you don't have money. Do something that's free or that you're passionate about that doesn't cost you any money. You go on YouTube, you can make videos, you can use the scraps around the house to make music. You surely you got stuff in order to make art and stuff. Whatever your passion is, cooking, whatever it might be. I don't know what it is. I'm not you, but I'm just saying that Christians need to stand up and start doing something. I just don't. I think we're just going with the sway of others, and it's just a majority. Like we're afraid to say we're Christians because we're not living that life. But it's nothing to deny. It's just something to get on board with and keep on going forward. Do I deny it just because I slipped up here and there? No, I'll let them know. Yeah, I slipped up, but it doesn't mean that I'm ever going to quit Christ. Never quitting Christ. So I'm yeah, I just wanted to say that, and I wanted to get that out there that it's never too late to come back to the Lord. And if somebody tricks you into thinking it is, just get rid of it. Just either talk to them or just leave it be. And that's another thing. If you need to talk to somebody, talk to them first before you go to a pastor, before you go to here or there. You know, there's enough gossip out there that just I can go on and on, guys, but you get the gist of the matter. Just follow your dreams, follow your heart, follow what you like to do that you're passionate about, and do it. I even thought about what like if I was somebody, and I'm not saying that parents can't start doing this, especially when both parents are working. But let's say you're passionate about, oh, you always want to work at the movies or work at a gym or work here or work there, and you're like, oh, they don't make that much money. Even the managers, they don't make that much money. Yeah, but are you happy with what you're doing? Can you do something on the side that makes more money while you're doing something you're doing, so it can maybe inspire you to start your own business and doing that and give glory to the Lord somehow through that? I mean, come on, guys. It's just it. The trick is this: people are saying that life's hard, and it is hard. There's certain parts in life that are hard, but I think we make it a lot more hard than it actually is. Like be prepared and all that stuff, but don't think that it's so hard not to take steps. You know what I'm saying? Take those steps. Take those steps and at least try your dream. You know, if you I can go over tons of examples like Chicken Soup for the Soul and different books and different things of that. But did they ever quit? No, they're never going to quit. And are they ever going to? No, until dirt gets thrown on them. They're not never going to quit because they're passionate, because they love what they do. So I just need to get this message out there. I know it's probably, um, I don't know. It just seemed like an awakening that I needed to just get it out there and get an awakening going. Because I even told a coworker today, I said, all this lust, all this sin and everything, momentarily it's good, but it gets you right back down into the valley. I was going over this during one of the Bible studies the other day. You're doing good. You're climbing these mountains. You're reaching peak tops. You keep on climbing. You keep on climbing. And then all of a sudden, Satan puts some sort of trick in your way and you falter down and you go and you roll all the way down into the valley again. And you're down in your muck and all that stuff. And some people give up Christ at that point, but it's not worth it. It's not worth. Just remember that Christ is with you in the darkness and in the light, but he's always going to be the light for you. He's always going to be the light for you. So don't ever forget that, and always strive to do better. Always strive to do better and go forward. And just, why does she oh my gosh, man. I swear I got like this chick in Arizona. She always pops up when I do these lives because, and I told her, this is another thing, guys, and I've mentioned this on Facebook time and time again. These trolls are out of hand. They're out of hand. Make them do this simple task, and if they can't do that, then they're not real. They're just being so stubborn, they're stupid, and they don't really like you. Have them take a picture with their name on a piece of paper, written on a piece of paper, or your name written on a piece of paper. If they can't do that, then they're not legit. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many scams out there, it's ridiculous. Try to get you for money, try to get you for this, try to get you for that. There's people that try to get you nude online and then later on report you or threaten to report you if you don't give them money or do this or do that, or like let you know about stuff. Like people get their dirt, and other people that understand that and have grace and forgiveness like Jesus did will understand that. So do you think threatening other people because they went through a season or a time in their life is going to stop them from keep on going? No, a true believer is going to keep on going because they're forgiven and they move on. And that's how people should be. But it's so hard sometimes. It's like they hold on to that grudge and all that stuff. Just think of it like people you got to work around all the time. You know, they might have pushed their buttons a little too far, but you still got to work with them. You know what I do when I get in an argument? I did it today. Chick like completely freaked me out. I was working with a guy and I was throwing boxes on the ground after I was scanning them. She found it disrespectful. She came up with me, hey, pass it to him, pass it to him. I'm like, I'm doing what area? What I didn't mean to put her name out there, but that's what happened. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm trying to scan this here so we can get this work going. I was also challenging myself, and I said, if you don't want to work with me, you can work somewhere else or something. I was trying to be, I don't know if I said it like that, but I was saying whatever. And then she started just being like, she started knocking boxes out of my hand and just being disrespectful. And I mean, it wasn't like, if that's how she plays, she just plays a little rough. And I'm all like, I can't do anything because she's a female, and I shouldn't be able to do anything anyway because I'm at work to an extent. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to punch me in the face. I'm going to have to walk out. But yeah, so she started knocking boxes out, and then I started talking to her. She knocked another box out of my hand, and I was just trying to bring a conversation and end the awkwardness before it got way too awkward. So whenever you're like, whenever you're about it and you're trying to get right with the Lord, people are always going to be there. They're going to look at you like, look at this guy. They're going to make fun of you. Just get used to it. They're going to ignore you when you say what's up to them and act like they didn't hear you or this, that, and hey, maybe they didn't. But don't be so easily offended, because it's going to come. There's going to be sharks in your life. There's going to be people. There's going to be naysayers. There's going to be this and that. And don't get me wrong. Do seek the wisdom of advisors when you go about something important, especially when you believe the Holy Spirit has led you to do something, and you're not so sure because it's a little out there. Then definitely check with somebody. But don't let other people like cut you down. I think people cut other people down so much that they don't even use that point anymore, even though Lord asked you to do it in the Bible, in the Proverbs. I just went over it the other day. So yeah, seek advice of like wisdom from wise people though, and maybe that's where I was lacking. I sought advice from people that I thought was wise, but if they all that you're going to do is cut down your dreams, obviously they're not too wise or not too much about you. So, and they might think it's some sick, funny, twisted joke or something when you're like, okay, this is a dream in my life, and this is where I believe the Lord's leading me. There's a time to joke and a time to take things seriously. This is serious. So I maybe they didn't get that. I don't know, but yeah, just challenge yourself. I don't know what else to say about it. It's do one more rep, take one more sentence, read one more sentence, fill in one more application, fill in an application, update your resume. You name it. Just do something. Challenge yourself every day. You feel like you're doing tired. Jim Ron told me this, and this is something that stuck with me from him. He said, work hard at your job. Be the best worker or what have you. But when you come home, work twice as hard for yourself. And that's so true. But how many of us do that? I mean, especially if you got kids and stuff, right? Oh, okay. So YouTube Live has they have a counter. That's smart. Good stuff. So I've been live about 20 minutes now. So this is good. I'm not going like way overboard, but I'm also going to try to cut it down to a point where it's under 5 minutes or something of that nature, because like with a live feed, it's different, but when you're doing an actual YouTube video, most of the videos that I watch, I'm like, okay, I'll watch it if it's 5 minutes or under, and depending on what it is, I might watch longer, um but yeah, it's just bothersome. I get on TikTok and I see all this lust and stuff. And if you're struggling with that, it's like an extra struggle, an extra challenge just to go on some of these apps sometimes. Like I like to go on the Big O Live, and I go onto these girls things or whatever, and all they're doing is shaking it for beans or what have you. They got glow paint on. Oh, I'll twerk if you give me so much. Can't you show some actual like freaking what happened to the talent? Why is it always got to be lust? And I guess so many people slip up on that. They're like, oh, free target, easy target. Sex sells, right? But I don't. It drives me nuts because I think there's so much talent out there, but when we get older, we're like our childlike behavior goes away. The childlike behavior goes away, and it's like, okay, now it's strange to be hanging out with your friends if they're a girl and stuff like that, because it's just not proper. I can't drive a girl home because you don't want to get a mixed vibe or something like that. If they got a problem with me, they can come and talk to me. Until then, they're not supposed to be gossiping anyway. So to tell you the truth, I care not really. If if people got a problem with people, they need to talk to the person. I'm sick of this also. Like when you're talking to a chick or you're talking to somebody, and all of a sudden somebody else like comes in front of them and talks for them. And they're not a wimp or anything. They just decide to cut in. You're not saying anything bad. And it's like, who are you, dude? I didn't ask for your opinion. I'm asking for theirs. So I don't know. Sometimes life just it throws you these things, and I guess I'm also saying it's just for other people to look out for that also, because they might be going through the same thing or might in the future, and maybe that can help you. But yeah, guys, especially Christians, man, step up to your dreams, step up to your passions. Do I'm not going to say like follow all your great feelings and just follow your feeling, because then you're going to be lazy, you're going to be fat, you're going to be stuck up and all that stuff, because feelings are going to lead you astray. And we just went over this in church the other day. Pastor Robert was going over it, that our even our heart is like wicked. Yeah, I know. A lot of you are like, okay, now you've officially lost it. I'm sorry, guys. If I could remember the verse where where Pastor Robert was preaching from, I'd show it to you. But I saw it for myself. The heart is wicked, and what comes out of it. That's why it doesn't. This body doesn't matter. It's how you follow the Lord and how you follow the Holy Spirit, and allowing the Holy Spirit to lead you. See, when you're doing everything for the glory of God in some sense of the way, and you're just riding on the coattails of God, and you might get recognition through that, hey, then take it and say thank you, but thank Jesus. You know what I mean? Because it's through him that I get my strength, that I get my power, that I get my focus, that I get my love, that I get my ambition, that I get my excitement, that I get my joy, that I get yada yada yada, everything positive, everything happy, everything joyful, everything light, not darkness, so on and so forth. The light cannot the darkness cannot hide from the light. Once we shine our light in the darkness, it's going to brighten up. Now, will we quit when people say no, or what have you? No, we'll give them space, but it doesn't mean we should quit. Don't get depressed just because they won't accept the Lord right now, because it's not their time. Just keep on trucking. Just keep on going. Because I was that person. I was that person that got depressed and been like, well, obviously God doesn't mean me to do this. No, no. It's everybody's supposed to be doing it. And we don't do it because we don't feel like it. Like I said, feelings are going to lead you astray. Actually, you know what? When you don't feel like doing something, that's obviously the bullseye. That's where you don't feel like doing something unless you know it's naturally wrong or bad. That's where you need to go. Let's say you're doing 10 reps or something like that and you're hurt and you try to pop out one more, but at least you're trying to pop out one more. You strive because at that point, that's where there's gain. Pastor went over this too. He's when you're working out and stuff like that and you're hurting and you're pushing in that last one, that's when you know that you're starting to grow the muscle because you're starting to tear. You're starting to tear that muscle to get it bigger. You're starting to challenge yourself and you get bigger and better results. The same thing with life. People are so quick to say, "Oh, you're not you don't have this or you don't have that or you want to stay where it's safe." The same girl that knocked boxes out of my hands today is driving 20 miles to be with the same company that she's with just because she's scared of what Amazon's going to do again. Makes no sense. I hope she decides against that and stays put. Not because I want to work with her, because obviously she's a pain in the butt to work with, but because it's just smarter and she doesn't need to be taking steps that just be not taking steps just because she's scared of the outcome. If you're a hard worker, it doesn't matter what happens. You're going to, whether they let you go or what have you, you just got to look at it as, okay, God didn't want us to be there right then and that time. Maybe it's because it's a twisted employer. Maybe it's this or that. But when you're a hard worker and you put your dedication into stuff, you're not going to have to worry about it anyway because you're going to be filling out applications. You're going to be, putting in the legwork, putting the prayer in the action. So, and this is another thing. I say this all the time. Faith without action is dead. Like all this work, all this mouth right here, it's to motivate you guys and hopefully get you guys on board and just get you close to the Lord. And like literally, if he gives you a vision, if you know that what your passion is, like for me, I feel like my passion's motivational speaking. Now there's times in life where I can't think of the words and all this stuff, but not right now. Not when I'm ambitious, not when I know I'm seeking the Lord, when I know that he's forgiven me and I'm trucking again. Not when that's going on. That's why I decided to make these videos, guys, because I want to look at these videos later, maybe when I'm down in the dumps and say, okay, the Lord saw me through this time and he allowed me to make these videos. He allowed me to be ambitious and he allowed me to do things during that time. Goggins, the one that I said to be careful about, he did have a good part of advice. He said, do something that sucks every day. And that's where your gain will come from. Do something that sucks every day. So let's say you don't want to work out. You don't want to do that extra up. That sucked, but then you win the battle at the end of the day. So do something that sucks every day. Do something a little extra. Do something for you every day. We do something for our employers. We do stuff for our families, but we don't do stuff for us. Don't forget about us because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of others. Just remember that. But at the same time, this is the biggest battle that you'll go through is the battle with your mind, the battle with your struggle, the battle of the mind just wanting to take the safe route all the time. That's just security. It's just like a precautious thing, but it doesn't mean that it's not supposed to be tested. And people that test it, people that they go past that and say, no, I don't feel like stopping right now. I know I'm tired, but I'm chasing a dream right now. I need to go a little bit further. I might just need to get 5 hours of sleep. I might need to just get 3 hours of sleep because I'm so close. I'm so close and I'm so ambitious and I just can't stop now. But also have some common sense. If you're going to work out or do a work day the next day, at least get some sort of sleep. So because you got to put yourself in those people's shoes too, right? If they were working for you, if they were helping you pursue your dream, you would want them to have come to work with something, some sort of ambition, some sort of drive. And I just hope this drive stays alive. I hope the drive stays alive and amplified. I'm not lying to you guys. I love when I'm like this, and I'm not trying to be cocky. I'm just trying to be confident, and I'm just trying to say the closer you are to the Lord, the better off you are. And right now, I'm not the closest to the Lord, but I know that I'm getting there because I'm like this. This doesn't come naturally to me normally. You guys will know me as normally like a low key kind of chill person or whatever, and that's just kind of wacky and funny. But when I'm focused like this and when I'm on point and when I also have a sense of humor and stuff of that nature, it's just, it's that season. And I love that season of my life. And I hope this season doesn't end. Um, but it's all up to me, right? It's all up to me. It, if I decide to get tricked up by Satan again and decide to go down that path, then I got to start all over. And it gets harder each time. It gets harder each time to get back up, but you got to get back up. You got to get back up because you know the Lord's there to help you. You know the Lord's there to guide you, even through even through all the muck and the mire and the darkness and the temptations and just the traps that Satan sets for you. He is the father of lies, guy. He people, humans. He's here to steal, kill, and destroy. That's what Satan does. I don't even like watching scary movies because I don't want to give him any sort of foothold in my life. And to tell you the truth, a lot of this stuff nowadays, you just got to be prepared for it because you're going to face it no matter what. You're going to face the crappy music that they got out because you go to gym, you're going to have to, it's going to be on somewhere. You know, Wes was also saying you got these little kids that are 4 and 5 and they're cussing. The parents are thinking it's cute or what have you. That's not cute. It's not cute. It's not going to be cute when the kid cusses you out and you're like, wait a minute, I just got cussed out by my own kid. What am I doing here? Why am I letting them listen to this? And why am I letting them talk like that? And why am I talking like that around them? I don't know if it ever hits the parents because maybe the parents are so high they don't even understand it. They get so drunk they don't even understand it. They get so loosey goosey, so nonchalant they don't even understand that. Like they're so up with the nowadays, which is so loosey goosey, it's retarded. It's like whatever. It's kind of like it's a hippie times a million. But guys, I just wanted to mention that stuff. Follow your dreams, go after them, especially if you're Christian. We need to seek first the kingdom, and all these things shall be added, right? So just do that. Just do that, and like watch your motivational films until you get there, whatever it takes. You know what I mean? Even if you got to do a little self discipline, cold showers, push ups, you name it. But you're the boss. You know, this is only a video, and you guys can either take it or you can leave it. You know, you could say, okay, that was motivational, that was awesome. And then after you're done, you just go back to the same crap you were in. You go back to jerking, you go back to watching porn, you go back to the drugs, you go back to the addiction, you go back to, Satan gets back on you and makes you afraid of so many things. You're like, oh, well, I'm already screwed. I might as well just keep on my addiction. At least it makes me stress free and I can sleep at night. You guys, with anything, there's going to be struggle. I've went through times in my life where I don't get but like 2 hours of sleep every night, even though I'm laying in bed for 14, 15 hours. I can't fall asleep. So I've been through those kind of struggles. I'm not one to say I've come through a rough childhood or anything like that. I dealt with the divorce, big deal. My parents went through a divorce. That's not anything new nowadays. Now, will it like inspire me to get a divorce when I get married? Not at all. If anything, it drives me away from that. It'll, God willing, I won't just settle for somebody and I'm not trying to be cocky here. I'm trying to be smart. I won't just settle for the next hot body that I see that they say, well, I grew up Christian, but I haven't been to church in 25 years or something like that. No, if I'm taking them out or I'm taking them as a girlfriend, they need to be a Christian and actively going to church. Plain and simple. And if that's a struggle for you girls or you guys need to get on board. Like, okay, are they going to church and are they practicing it? And if they're not, hey, step up to the plate and be that bigger voice, whether you're the guy or the girl, and say, listen, we need to follow the Lord a little closer here. Because, this lust and all this stuff, it's not really paying off. We'll end up having kids out of wedlock and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that people aren't still blessed even after that happened. I'm just saying that look at the very few that have been able to do that, just because lust, it's all lust. Like, I've been stupid. I'm not going to say that I'm a virgin or anything like that, but I've been smart when I've done it most of the time. And when I haven't, I go get checked out and make sure I'm all straight. Thank God I didn't get anything, and I don't have kids yet. But to tell you the truth, sometimes I wish I did slip up just because I want kids already. I want a wife and all that stuff, and it's all because I haven't followed the Lord. He keeps on saying this life isn't for you. I got a DUI one back in 2014 over one mixed drink, guys. One mixed drink. I blew right at .08. A lot of you guys didn't know that about me. Am I afraid to say it? Kinda, because I know the human spirit. You know what I mean? I know they're like, oh, he's a Christian. Yeah, he got a DUI. Wow. Now the true Christians are going to forgive me because that's just what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have grace, forgive him, and be like, well, that might have just been a season. Other people are going to be like, can't trust him no more. He done slipped up. He is far from perfect. Guys, that's why Christ died. Okay. No longer is it that we got to be in the Holy of Holies and never committed sin in our life or something like that. No, it all happened when Adam and Eve, when Eve decided to take the apple because the serpent seemed more appealing. Yeah, you guys can read it just like I can. It's in the Bible. It's in Genesis. But um, what I'm trying to say is like Christ is our forgiveness. Now, does it give you a reason to commit sin and just be, oh, I'll get all cleared up later? Not at all. We're not guaranteed the next 5 seconds, guys. That should be another drive. But so many of us, including me, are just like, oh, it's whatever. I'll do it next week, or I'll do it this or that. We're not guaranteed that. So at least get your floor plan going. At least write it down. At least get something going, some action towards it. Nowadays, we got such access to businesses and stuff that you can literally start them online. You can sell stuff through OfferUp. You can sell through Let Go, and those are just apps. Also, go through Craigslist, YouTube, Amazon, you name it. So we got the most access, but because of all the negativity and the crap and just the muck, you just keep on going through the same rigorous schedule day in and day out, and you give these people your all, and some of them notice it and some of them don't. Big guy upstairs notices. You just remember that. But when you get home, you should be going after your own thing, right? Giving your own attention to your dream and your passion and what have you. So like I said, this is just a motivational speech to hopefully get you there. So I hope you get there, guys. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a blessed night. And I should be doing a live with Proverbs before I go to bed. I'm already kind of running late because I should have been in bed at 7 if I wanted 8 hours, but that hardly happens. So I'll take around 5 or 6. Arnold Schwarzenegger said that. I know sometimes he seems like a cocky son of a gun, but he does have very smart methods, certain smart methods, especially with working out. But he said this. He said, there's 24 hours. Why not take a quarter of that and sleep, and the other 18 hours to do whatever you got to do? Me, I take 5 or 6, and when I can, I try to get 8 because it feels great. But me personally, I get too much sleep and my back starts hurting, and I don't feel right. So, and then I don't know if you guys get this too, but you get too much sleep and then you're just groggy when you get up. You just want to keep on sleeping. You don't want to get to that point, right? So. You guys have a blessed night, and thanks for watching. Do message me personally and let me know something. I don't answer these on there at that time because I'm ambitious and I'm trying to get that. And this is just from the top of the dome. If I would have had notes in here, it probably would have been a longer live. But yeah, just be careful because when your kids get on TikTok or Big O Live or Live Me or whatever, most of that crap is just all lust. It's all half naked people pretty much. So you gotta be careful if you do go on there. Just expect it to be like going to the beach or something like that with a little extra movement. Because it's nuts. But yeah, I figure I think I found my calling and it's art. It is I think it's always been art, and it's art in a whole different couple of different things. I'm talking about literally art, and then music, sound. I used to beat on tires when I was a kid and didn't think nothing of it, but I'm like, something should have clicked, Ryan. You like the sound of music, especially of beats. So those guys, those dudes, the street performers, I love them. I love it. and I've always loved it. I just never paid much attention to why I loved it so much. I just brushed it off, right? No, pay attention to what you're so passionate about. Well, that's what you're so passionate about is literally wrong. If you're into the drug game or something, not right, guys. It's on the dark side. You want to be on the dark side. You want to be in evil. You want to be in good, right? You don't want to be in evil. So, um, yeah. So motivational speaking, music, and then art. So I want to do and what and with all that, it's going to be giving glory to God. Um, and if I get recognized through it, so be it. But it's not for me. Then that's on that subject. I also want to say this: if Christians are using other Christians to further the kingdom, and I don't see what the problem is. I don't see it for gain. I don't see it for like financial gain or anything like that, and I don't think they should see it like that either. I'm talking about like I don't know. It's kind of lazy of me to think this way, but let's say that I liked something by Toby Mac and I wanted to remix it or like use his voice in there, this or that. We got to ask for permission for every little thing nowadays. It's like, well, what if we can never get in contact with them? We got the idea right then and there. We got the beat and all that stuff. But be anxious for nothing, right? So, anyway, you guys, yeah, pay more attention to this and just get on board with the Lord. Just give him the credit that he needs. And I'm guilty of this also, but I've been starting to do it. Stay the whole service. If anything, wait for traffic to clear out. Don't try to get out before there's the offering or the altar call. Shoot, your spirit might be telling you you need to stay after, maybe to cleanse it up. I say that prayer anyway. I say the prayer anyway because what's it going to hurt, right? Now, there's also a point to where Satan might make you feel like you gotta redo it every time well, he doesn't say that. He makes you feel bad about redoing it when you do redo it, right? He always likes a history lesson. So when you rededicate, he's all like, well, it looks like you got to start back up from baby steps again. You can't do anything. You can't serve anywhere. You got to go through all the classes again. Just restart. No, no. You get clear, and it's because nobody's perfect. You gotta put some bleach on it and clear it up. You know what I mean? But it doesn't mean that you don't have the knowledge to do what you were doing. It just means that you need to clear up and you're not perfect. Now, if you're truly going through a struggle, you should have enough common sense to say, okay, I need to stay away from this for a while until I get on track. So I'm being the right example here. But that's on better than anyone else on that saying. You know what I mean? Whether you're going to give it good advice at that time or you're struggling and maybe right now is not the best time to be on altar team after you just came to the altar team to get prayed for. See what I mean? Depending on what it is, kind of thing. So I'm really going to finish this time, guys. Thanks for watching, and y'all have a blessed night. I'll see you guys in probably a minute or something while I do the I'm going to do today's 23rd, right? Yep. So yesterday, I also apologize about that. I did Proverbs 23 when it was supposed to be Proverbs 22, and I didn't realize it until later. I don't think I published it on Facebook. I think it was just on YouTube. But yeah, I'll be going over 23 here shortly. So stay tuned or come back. I'm gonna eat this quesadilla and drink some Gatorade, and I'll get right back into that. I already heard it this morning, but it's always good to get a refresher. Because right now I'm just not blessed with the greatest memory, but I haven't been to school in a while, and our company just got bought out, so my schedule will be changing, and I'll probably be able to go to school here soon. So anyway, talk to you guys in a minute, and thanks for watching. God bless.